I was a developer back in the Stone Ages. I used COBOL and then got into management, so it really didn't do any development after that. So this is the first website I've ever developed, my first exposure to Python and Django. So I basically started this project to create a mobile responsive website to raise funds, or to handle the fundraising events for a charity called BrainUp. BrainUp's main goal is to raise funds to raise funds for research to find better treatments or hopefully a cure for brain cancer. If the software works well with BrainUp, then I'm going to try and market it to other charitable organizations as a low-cost alternative to the software that's currently on the market. So there's a number of different fundraising event types you can have, but I concentrated specifically on the peer-to-peer events. If anybody has ever done any run walks or things like that, you're familiar with it. The charity will have an event, they'll get participants to join that event, and those participants that register for the event become individual fundraisers as well as participants. So there's two main screens that I make available to the public with my website. One is the event page, and the other one is the individual fundraiser page that's created as each fundraiser registers for the event. The event page is created and modified by an administrator at the charity. Well, they'll put in the specifics of the event and the date, time, things like that, a short description about the event, but one of the most important things they'll put in is a long description of why they're having the event. It's how they sell the event to the public for people to join or raise money. There's also a few other buttons that will be on the page. I just have a few here right now that I use to simplify my testing, but they're going to have a button for registration. When someone comes to the event, they can click on the registration page to start that process. They can find a fundraiser. If they want to go to an individual fundraisers page, they can click on the Find Fundraiser button. But the other page that will be mostly used is the individual fundraising page. That page, when someone registers, that page is created automatically. It'll start off as a clone of the event page, and if a fundraiser doesn't want to do anything else to get their fundraising page set up, they don't have to. They're done. A lot of people sign up for these, don't want to do any work, and that's all they do. If they want to, however, they can customize the page by changing the story and the picture, and it's very important for them to do the customization for the story, because that's where they can personalize their story and really get people that will donate to the page or join the event. That's where they can sell them on that idea. So if someone wants to register for the event, they would go to the event page, click the registration button, and then one of the first things they'll go to is the login screen, which is on the left side of the screen. Where they'll enter their name, email, address, password, the typical login information. Once they successfully submit that page, they'll go to the registration selection screen, where for the various event registration types that are available, like adult, children, maybe early bird, they can select the quantities they want of each one. In this screen, we're using JavaScript to calculate subtotals and grand totals. When they submit their fundraiser registration, they'll be taken over to the payment screen to process their payment. The grand total from the registration screen will be automatically filled into the payment screen, and we use the Braintree API for payment processing, so it's PCI compliant and secure. So they'll fill out the rest of that screen, the credit card information, submit that. Once the payment successfully processed, they will be taken over to the individual fundraising page, where, like I said before, they can just exit out, they're done, they have a perfectly viable page that they can send to people to have them join or donate to them, or they can customize it to their heart's content. So a number of the major challenges I ran into, because I was a total novice with Python and Django, was dealing with static files, all the images that fundraisers can load up to their pages, because anybody that registers for this can put up their own picture and change it at any time. Dealing with form sets on this screen, literally, it probably doesn't look like it, but I probably spent a month and a half trying to do a lot of that stuff. Luckily, when I got in the mentorship program and Peter started working with me, he showed me very easy ways to do this. And I mean, you feel like a total moron, because stuff that I was spending weeks on and Googling forever, he would go, oh, here, do this, and it would take about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So he saved me a ton of time. The other big problem was the Braintree, working with the Braintree API. If I had more experience, it wouldn't have been as tough, but we did have some difficulty with that. But I think if anybody used my example now and what Peter helped me tremendously with, they could bring it up very quickly. So things I learned developing my project was Git, Django, Python, JavaScript. Bootstrap I just used a little bit, and obviously I have to use it a lot more to make the screens look a lot prettier, and that's the next thing I'll be doing. Thank you.
All right,